Hey golfers, in this next video I'm going to be talking about radius in golf swing. Keep watching. Hi, it's Troy from hittingitsolid.com here. Thanks for watching. So we're talking about radius in golf swing and why this is so important. If you can maintain a good radius in your golf swing, it will help you play a lot more consistent golf. You probably remember a time when you may have played just a really good round where everything just fell into place. You were swinging effortlessly, everything was coming off the middle, and you really weren't sure what you were doing right that was helping you play so well. And there's probably a really good chance your radius was contributing a lot to that good golf. So what is the radius? So if I stand up, grab a club here, the radius is defined as that position, that distance from just above my sternum here to my hands holding the golf club. So from this angle here, that would be my radius from my wrist here just to the top of my sternum. So from this angle here, that would be my radius. And if you can maintain a really consistent radius, it will help you hit the ball more consistently. It's pretty simple. So if I go to the top here, this distance I have to where my hand is, I can maintain that through the golf swing, through to where the ball is from impact. It will help you hit the ball a lot more solid. So if I'm just going to grab a shoelace here just to demonstrate. So we're talking about that distance from our sternum to our wrist. So in a setup position, that would look something like that. Now, keeping a consistent radius, showing you like this, would be about keeping pressure on these shoelaces through the entire backswing. I'm keeping pressure. You can feel the tension on that shoelace, and on the way down, still keeping tension on it through to impact. And that will follow through past impact, through to the follow through there. So if you can maintain that radius, it will help you play a lot more consistent. Now on the other side of the coin, if you don't maintain your radius, it makes it really hard to strike the middle of that club face consistency. If you can imagine, I just attach this again, and this is where a lot of golfers go wrong. If I've got that nice bit of tension there at setup, if I make a backswing and my arm sort of bends way too early and I lose that radius, I get a lot shorter, then on the way down I've got to cast to really get that tension back on it. So from this angle here, I've got tension on the string there. If I go back and really shorten that backswing, you can see that I've lost the tension. Now to get the club back on the ball there, a lot of golfers will cast, they'll push out and come through like that. And that will just result in a lack of power, any sort of consistency in your golf swing. So really important that distance, that radius from your sternum to your hands remains constant through the golf swing, and that will really help you play much better golf. So with the radius in the golf swing, I want to demonstrate with your lead arm. I did the first part of it in the backswing with the trail arm. So it's exactly the same. Hold it to the sternum, keep pressure on it. I'm going to grip the club. I'd recommend doing this first of all, even without holding a club. There's my radius there, doing a backswing and turning up. Maintaining that radius right through the backswing, right through the impact, keeping that pressure on that shoelace and through to the impact position. We just don't want to be bending it like that. Now if you're someone for whatever reason cannot keep that left arm straight, which is perfectly fine, what I'd recommend, so as I mentioned, if you cannot keep that left arm straight, it's no problem. At address, just make sure you've got a little bit of bend in that lead arm. Make sure you've got tension on this shoelace or the string or whatever you're using. When you make your turn, you can keep it bent. You don't have to straighten it out and put more tension on it. You've already got that tension it's set up with your arm bent, and all you've got to do is turn. So you don't have to have a straight left arm. The important thing is maintaining that radius through the golf swing. Now a great way to practice this is just exactly as I've done it here. So I'll just put that down there, just grabbing that bit of string, really anything that you can use, putting it into middle of your sternum, roughly where you'd be at setup, turning and then through, and really feel like you're getting that great width in your swing, and this simple little exercise will help you do that. Once you've done that with some string there, you can grab a club, and once you get to the driving range to do this, I recommend you do it without going to the range first. Really feel like as you make swings that distance remains constant, remains the same. Really feeling like that distance. We just don't want to, my arm's relatively straight at setup, I don't want to be changing that radius, the distance my hands are from my chest. So we're keeping it the same. That will help you play a lot more consistent golf by just thinking about this one thing as you're standing over the ball, maintaining the radius. You'll be a lot more consistent with your ball striking. Now, super important coming up, I've got a video that talks about weight shift versus hip turn. Now this is super important to get this right because this ties in with having a great radius and help you play much better golf. So that video is coming up, make sure you watch it. Do you want to know how to make an even better golf swing? Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about golf weight shift versus hip turn, which ties in really well with this video to help you make a great overall golf swing. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Consider subscribing to the channel. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.